Alright guys, just a quick strategy change here. I was working with Quixel and then I thought to myself, yeah, we can do it. I can show you how to pack the channel like the RDO and stuff. But the problem is not everyone is using Quixel Mixer. I think most of the people are more prone to Photoshop. Also, it's a little tricky to do in Quixel Mixer because I realized we have the ambient occlusion, but we cannot really load external textures into the ambient occlusion channel, which is pretty stupid. This means, or maybe I'm just too stupid, but I tried to find it and I think right now there's not really the possibility. I believe so, as far as I know, it's not possible to load in external textures into the ambient occlusion channel, which is pretty sad. So this means we cannot really pack our RDO complete, only the roughness and the displacement. This is not really complete. I mean, let's just make this simple and short. You downloaded the textures from like anywhere you want, or like maybe you have your own textures, maybe you create your own textures. As long as you have albedo, normal, roughness, displacement, and ambient occlusion. So those 5, like in the previous lecture, I showed you how to get those and prepare those. So I think it's better to show you in Photoshop how to pack the RDO. Make sure it is RGB color. We should put this to 16-bit because we have displacement inside. So, and we cannot really change it separately. So 16-bit is good for displacement. We will use PNG. So let's just create this. So 4096 by 4096, boom, RGB color, pretty important. And then when you set up the RGB color, you can just unlock this layer here. And when you click on channels, you can see that we have the RDO, so red, green, and blue. Open up a texture. So let's open up a texture here. So wild grass, for example, I have the roughness, and then let me just drag it inside here. So now we have a new texture here. So this is our texture we just opened up, and the roughness image we just put in with drag and drop. So now we can just select this with, I usually cut this out here with the rectangular tool or press M. Then you can just Control X, for example. And then back into your blank project here, you can go to channel. And let's just highlight the red channel, click inside here, and then Control V. Now it's only affecting this channel. So pretty simple stuff. Then you can activate the green channel. In this case, let me close this one because we don't need it anymore. Now we take care of our displacement. So just get the displacement and drag it inside here. You can drag it inside here. So now it's opening up as a separate file. Okay, so don't be confused. This is a separate file. Just press M to have this selection tool here. And just get the whole texture and Control X. Then you can click on the green channel, make sure only the green channel is activated and then, or enabled, and then Control V and put the stuff here. Now you can see the red channel, only the red channel is roughness, only the green channel activated is displacement. And now we do the same stuff for the blue channel. You can get the the AO, drag it inside here. You have a new file. Let me close the previous one. This is our ambient occlusion. Just select the whole image, Control X. So this is just my way of doing it. Maybe there are different ways, but Control V that into the blue channel. Only the blue channel needs to be activated. And then you can see those are all channels together. Okay, so make sure red is roughness, green is displacement, blue is ambient occlusion. And then you can go to File, and then we export that, and we do quick export as PNG. Let's go to the landscape materials, wild grass in this case, and then we call this one RDO. Let's do wild grass, and then RDO. So this is packed, and we save this. Okay, so now we can close that one. Let's just reopen the image we just saved. We just delete all that stuff. I don't need those brushes anymore. We go to landscape materials, wild grass 1, and I have that. And now you can see how like this size, the file size, it's a lot bigger. So we do know that we have different channels here. You can see this is only the ambient occlusion, this is only displacement, and this is the roughness. Perfect. So now you know how to pack those things inside Photoshop. If you're like, I'm not using GIMP. If you don't, just in case if you don't have Photoshop, try to do that in GIMP. You also have an RGB. Just create a new RGB image. Probably, you know, if you're using GIMP, you know how to do it, obviously, because you might be better than me. And just make sure that you paste your things into the proper channel, and then you're good to go. Just export that as a PNG. In the next lecture, we should import all those textures. So make sure that you have several like different materials, and then in the next lecture we can just proceed and apply those textures and see how the texture is going to look, and then we can paint on our landscape. And then we will also add parallax occlusion. And when our landscape master material is done, we will also do some RVT, some runtime visual texture. Like we will blend textures, for example, with like tree trunks and some asset. Maybe we will also add some assets from Quixel Megascans, and then we can also use the RVT, as I said, and we can do like a height blend. So we can use actually our material to blend into our trees and stuff like that. So when for example, when you have a moss texture, and you have like stones and some like fallen trees and trunks and all that stuff, and then you can use the RVT with the height blend, the texture, like for example, a moss texture, just blending into the stones or blending into the trunk of a tree. So this is something I have in mind to implement this into this course, because we really want to become a good environmental artist, how to do things inside Unreal Engine. So yeah, this is it.